or anything. We're already going live. Nathan and I were talking.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Could do the ha and ready to go. That's basically the way Nico does me when we're filming. He's like, "Hey, we're live, right?" I'm like, "No, I was unaware that we were already filming." But hey, I'm not gonna lie, I hope he comes in. He was horrible about it this time. Like we haven't got a chance to film at a knife show for like since 2019. It's been like 2 years. And so our rhythm was off. Usually like we can get stuff going at a show and it's kind of free flowing and he just starts filming and I'm already talking. But like this time, like I was absolutely not ready. Like the one time he came up, I was talking to one of the guys, he starts filming and there's still people at the table. I was like, bro, like you can't start filming. There's still people at the table. Like they're talking. Yeah. And then did you watch the video that went up where I had you guys as the thumbnail? Did you get to see that one?
Yeah.
Did you see this is Mike trying not to knock someone out because they walk up while he's obviously fucking filming.
I was trying to remember who that was. I'm not sure if it was the person that I think it was or someone that was behind us, because they had a red shirt on, and if there's someone that I knew that had a red shirt and then there was a person behind us on the other table that had a red shirt, I wasn't sure if they came around or what was up with that.
I'm not sure. It says there's only one person here. Who won the bet? Oh, yeah. I was like, who lost the bet? I was like, I'm fucking filming. And I made sure, like, they put him on just for me to film. Just for me to film so I could make sure he knew. Like, that's just a little knife show etiquette. Like, you don't walk up while someone's filming. There's some people that are doing that for a living.
I just broke a Carl head trying to freaking break open a bottle with it.
Like,
it's a 3D printed.
Oh, I was like, I don't know how. Mine's titanium.
I thought if anything was gonna break, it was gonna be the mouth, but the fucking head came off. I'll glue it back together for you.
Next time I'm walking up while Mike's filming.
I'm not going to use this one, that's for sure.
Oh, that's mine.
Dave, I don't know if that's a good idea. I only have so much patience, and I used all of it on that guy. So if it had happened, like if you did that later, I might not have been able to restrain myself. I will say, if you went over to Beyond EDC, David's son, I love that little dude. He used to work for We Knife Company. He worked for not CanSet.
Who used to work for what?
He worked for Kaiser and then Artisan, and now he has his own company. David's son. Now he's at Beyond EDC.
Okay, yeah, he was at West, right?
He was at the table.
He was at Blade West. He was over at Beyond EDC. He was at the table, but he was like Tops was
okay.
Here, and then he was on the other side of it. He was with Robert Vaughn from the guy that used to do all the cutting from Cold Steel. The great big dude.
Yeah, I saw him at the show, and I wanted to say hi, and I wanted to talk to him about weed because I'm trying to do the whole production thing.
Yeah.
But he was behind us at USN, and he showed us. He turned around and said, "Hey, have you seen this?" And it was a stonefish. And
he was still working for We then. Now he doesn't. Like we let him go. Okay. We Knife Company let him go, and then he started he started working. It's like his own company, his own production house. And so he's got a bunch of designers. They had some prototypes there. But at any rate, what I was going to say was, because now I've partaken of the evil greeneries, the Satan
bad
spices.
Billy, very bad Billy,
the Satan spice I have partaken of. So at any rate, as I was walking up and I was filming, this guy starts to walk up and David's like, hang on a second. He goes, can't you see he's filming? Like you see everyone else is standing. Go stand over there. Go stand over there and we'll talk when he's done filming. And I was like, God damn. I was like, and Robert Vaughn was like, seems fair. Yeah, David had some cool protos, but I've never seen a little, he's little, even for an Asian dude. Like David's little for an Asian dude.
Oh yeah.
And he just
eggs and ham. Start asking me a million questions while Mike is filming. I will ignore Mike and answer you.
I don't like the idea of any of that. I think I'm gonna do that, and I'll come because I got into the show early and I was there before you guys. I'll climb up on your table and poop down in your plushie box.
Okay, man, everyone gets to our table before we do.
I was asleep at your table when you showed up that
No,
one day.
you will not.
What? I won't climb up and poop in the plushie box? I absolutely will.
By the way, this is the prototype of the plushies. As you can tell, they're a lot cuter now. This is the prototype.
I forgot that one has two different colors.
Why? Okay, so you said it as I was thinking it because I'm a little slowed down right now. We got the power went off on it. So why is it because it's a prototype? They just like they sent you that sorry man, we ran out of that cloth.
Michelle makes these. She makes them. She sews them. So
I'm sorry, Michelle. Those are great. I mean, if you're hand making them, those are cute. I was just curious. I thought you had someone make them.
No, we make them. Well, she makes them. And I made the pattern. So this isn't a pattern. Well, it's a pretty simple pattern, so I'm pretty sure you can find it somewhere, but I didn't get this pattern from anywhere. This was the original pattern I came up with, which was obviously horrible. It looks kind of like a kangaroo in a little weird way. And then this is the last pattern that we came up with. So this is 100% our thing. Again, it's a very simple pattern. I'm pretty sure there's something out there like it, but I didn't.
No, that's not what I meant. They were cute. I was just saying, I did the company. I wasn't saying anything about them being bad. I was just saying that, what happened? The company you sent it to, that company was just crappy enough that they were like, "Hey, man, we sent you prototype. Sorry, we ran out of this cloth." I wasn't saying they're still cute. It's just why is it two different colors? You completely misunderstood my question.
Well, to be fair, I am the company, and I did come up with a crappy design at first. And Michelle made what I told her to, and it was bad. And then we came up with a better one.
That one was wiggling.
This one, I don't even know what the hell it looks like, but it's definitely not a rat.
You look okay. I shouldn't have to say anything. Just look at my eyes. Stop! I can't look at that.
No, seriously, this is before it's all stuffed.
No, stop! I can't look at that. So we went out to dinner. You guys have got to hear this. We went out to dinner with the guys from Fiberlight the last night. And so David Horseman was there, Sam Bushcraft Bodybuilder, Joe Maynard, Justin, John, and then these guys were there, and Nico. And so we ate at Hooters, and then me and the Hobbit and Bushcraft Bodybuilder, Sam Strong, and David Horseman all go back. We go all back to my room because I had that electronic glass saxophone and the devil lettuce to go in it at the room.
And I'm didn't get invited.
Like, how do we use it? We got to use a lighter. I was like, no, man, it just heats up and and they were like, okay, cool. So we were hitting that thing and I was gone and Sam was pretty gone, but David was wrecked. He's like he couldn't even move, right? He's like, and I looked at him and I was like, and I looked at Sam and I was like, look at him. He goes, yeah. And I was like, he looks like the googly-eyed Mogwai from Gremlins 2. And Sam was like, oh my God, I can't unsee that. And so when he would turn around to get ready to say something to David, he'd look at him. He goes, man, I can't even look at you. Don't look at me. Just don't look at me. It got to the point that when Sam
did he look like this?
Turn around to talk to David, this is what you would see. So what I was going to ask you was, because he couldn't even look at him. No, we went to Hooters for the food because the night before where we ate, I was like, I'm not going through that crap. It doesn't take very long for them to throw out some fucking crappy wings. I was like, I just want to eat in a rapid fashion. I don't want to get to the restaurant and then wait 45 minutes to get into the restaurant and then an hour and a half on my food like we did at a ramen shop, which is like basically instant macaroni and cheese. Why did it take so long? The soup was ready that morning.
The interesting thing is, me and Michelle have only been to Hooters once each, both during freshman year of high school, and both hated it. And the time we went with you at Blade West was the only second time we both went to Hooters, and it both sucked.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you get?
I just got the chicken wings.
I got the chicken.
I got
the
fries.
chicken tenders.
Well, I got chicken wings. She got fries. It didn't like suck, like it was horrible, but it was just like I remembered. It wasn't anything great. Like I'd rather go to Wingstop or
that wasn't
anywhere else.
Because the fact was, it was there, and I knew it was quick. That's why I was like, okay, I'm fine with that. And I mean, okay, so we went to Hooters, Dave, Eggs and Ham. We went to Hooters and we had our food, we had our drinks in like 2 minutes, and I had my food.
Oh yeah, the service was very
10
fast.
minutes later, I was like, we waited outside the restaurant longer than it took for us to eat and get out.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It seemed like it took us longer to waiting than it did to eat and leave.
But don't forget, they had those guys. We had been waiting outside
before we got there.
About 10 minutes when you got there, and they had been there for a good 15 or 20 when we got there. But that's because it was a big, don't forget, it was a big party. There was like, what, 8 of us?
Yeah.
So, hey, Brant's here. Nice to see that you've maintained the channel name the same for at least 1 week. It's hard to keep up on that. Recommend your channel to people if I don't know what the fucking name is.
It's funny because I know exactly who that is just based on the fact of what you just said.
Right? It always ends in 41. It always ends in 41. And I think that's because that's how many names he's trying to get to. Like, what's the name of your channel? Well, this week it's this. How many times you changed it? Like 28? Why do you keep changing it? I want to get to 41. Like, that's the 41st one. I just already threw the 41 in, so no one would take it.
Well, at least you know there's some consistency.
A bit. Where'd you guys go the first night?
We slept.
Nico and I did not, and I think you saw me. Well, Nico and we got there Thursday to set up.
Wait, the first night Thursday or Friday?
The first night Thursday before the show even started, when we were setting up.
Do you remember calling me?
No.
Okay, so we got there,
which explains a lot about how I felt the next day.
Well, I forgot what time we got there, but we got there really late. Like, we didn't even make it for registration, which is not uncommon for us. And we got there, so we were just gonna go to bed because it was already late. And then you call me, and I had no idea what the hell you were talking about half the time.
Well,
but to be fair, 50% of the time I don't know what you're talking about.
They had black velvet at the lobby bar. I saw Nico post about that, so I knew you guys were there. So I wasn't sure if you were staying there. I was literally ready to walk out of the restaurant, and I turned and looked, and I was like, "Well, they've got black velvet." And Nico goes, "Oh no."
Yeah, because I saw
this is gonna go.
I saw Nico's post, so I wasn't sure if you guys were staying at the Wyatt or Hyatt, whatever the hell it was.
No, we were at the Courtyard. There we go. That's the word I was looking so difficult for. Courtyard by Marriott.
Yeah, so I don't know where you guys were. And then
we were in my room, or actually we were in the bar in our lobby, and then later we were in our room.
Yeah, so I thought you guys were
the stupid debauchery.
I thought you guys were at the Hyatt lobby. So I messaged Nico saying like where you guys were, whatever, and then you called me like an hour later, and then started talking about all kinds of stuff. I don't even remember what the hell you were talking about.
My forehead's real red and it itches.
And then you hung up, and then Nico texted me an hour later, and then he says Mike is saying, "I thought you guys were coming, and at no point did you invite us."
See, this is why I had quit drinking there for a while. I got tired of hearing about the things I'd done from my friends. Doing, hey, do you remember this? No, I don't.
But yeah, Friday we knocked out after the show because we were up really late, like finalizing prep. So we went to sleep like right after the show, like an hour or two after the show. Because Nico
I think I went to sleep like 9 that night. That was the night that we went to ramen with eggs and ham and Zach's stuff and Big Red EDC and Therapeutic Edge and his wife, Women Carrying. We were all eating that night, and then I just wanted to get like I wanted my food so bad. I swear I would have paid extra. Like, dude, I will give you like $5 extra if you bring that shit out right now, because it's getting really dangerous to be around me if I don't eat.
Yeah, we just knocked the hell out because Nico had messaged me like an hour after we fell asleep, and I woke up like at almost 1 o'clock and told them, "Oh, dude, we knocked out."
Yeah, that as soon as we got done at the ramen shop, I didn't even go to the after party or anything. Like
I heard it sucked.
Well, that's what I heard too. But I mean, Nico wanted to go.
I wanted to go too, but
so he went to the after party, and I went back to the room, and I was asleep when he came back. Like at 9:30, I was like, I got a little into the devil lettuce. At 9:30, I laid down. I'm like, I'm real sleepy, and I tried to watch a video on my iPhone, and I realized I woke up and it was like not at all what I started watching. I was like, yeah, I got to turn this off, go to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, Blade West has always had a bad thing with the freaking after shows. They got to get that together, man.
Well, they don't have you have the pit when you go to Blade show, but you don't have anything out. There's just nothing. That's
the whole thing. I mean, some people go for the pit.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like the Cove. It's like the Cove at USN.
Yeah, like you're busy.
I never got a chance to say fuck you.
For what? For what?
Well, my night of my birthday when we were up there in Vegas, and then I said I wasn't going to go to the Cove. Me and Aaron Frederick and so I ordered calamari. I was so hungry when it came. I ate the lettuce. Like all I ate, like the salad, that it was just there as a garnish. And he was like, it's just a garnish. And I'm like, I know. And he was like, wow. But
that was this year, right?
What?
Your birthday thing?
No. So you remember that was 2000. That was 2018 or 2000. That was 2019 USN. We were all in Vegas, and I had my birthday, and I went to go. All I wanted to do was go eat at the buffet and get the all-you-can-drink beer with Aaron Frederick and Nick Shabazz and Will and Eric Touch and Nico. And so we just went down there and ate, and I got the all-you-could-drink. And
oh yeah, I remember that.
And then I was like, oh. But they were like, oh, you got to go. And I was like, but I haven't had all I can drink yet.
Yeah, I remember that.
You have. And I was like, they were trying to get me to leave. And I was like, she's like, I will give you 2 more beers to drink on your way to the door. If you please just get up from this table and leave. And I was like, okay. And then Nico and I were like, I'm just going back to the room. And so we got almost to the elevator, and my phone rang, and it was Russell Safiato. And he was like, hey, the boss wants to talk to you about the sea snake. And so I went back to the Cove, and I talked with them for a little bit. And we hammered out the deal that the sea snake was going to happen, and they were just going to get back in touch with me. And then some cocksucker told you it was my birthday. And the next thing I know, everyone there came by with their bottles that they had brought and started bringing me drinks. And you kept pouring them for me. and Ramon Chavez did, and Jason McCoy, and I can't remember who else. I think Enrique Pena. They just kept pouring shit in my glass, and I was like, I woke up the next day and wished I had died. And Nico was like, I'm getting shitty. And Nico's like, I'm going to go back to the room. And I was like, no, you're not. You can't keep me here. I'm not going to be able to find my way back to the fucking room. I was like, you're going to come downstairs tomorrow morning and find me curled up next to a slot machine because I won't be able to find my way to the elevator because I don't think I could tie my own shoes right now. And then
hey, man.
You had a whole bottle of Crown Royal vanilla you kept pouring. I'm like, please, no more.
Hey, we love you. We got to show you a good time.
I don't want any more. Like 3 o'clock in the morning rolls around. I'm taking a hot bath in my room because I'm in the bathtub, like this deep hot bathtub. I was like, oh, this is great. I was like, I stayed there till like 4:30 and then went to sleep.
You know what?
At 8. I
remember that because Nico called me and told me that you've been in the bathroom for hours just fucking sitting in there, sulking in the hot water, and he doesn't know how to get you out.
I just kept because it had a really cool overflow. It does.
It does.
That's the hotel that my wife and I stayed at when we got married. Or not when we got married. When we got married in Japan, but we stayed there. We never took a honeymoon. Mm-hmm. And we took our honeymoon in that hotel in Vegas when it was still it wasn't Planet, it was the Aladdin. And then they turned it into Planet Hollywood. Mm. So that was forever ago. But I remember those bathtubs, and the bathtub was fucking cool. Like you could just let it run.
Yeah.
And it would never overflow. And I was like, this is great.
I remember that because Nico called me. He called me on that. He couldn't get you out of the bathtub, and you've been in there for a while. And he just called me to tell me. He didn't call me for advice or anything. He just called me to tell me that you were in the bathtub, drunk off your ass.
That's what friends do.
And he couldn't get you out. That's all he told me.
Because that's what friends do.
Seriously, whenever there's shows and we're there, just invite us out because I'm introverted as shit, and you know that.
Yeah.
Or at least I think you know that. And I won't go do anything outside of the freaking cove or whatever. I mean, I know people because I'm shy.
Hi.
No, it was well then. So that was the night of my birthday. You got me so drunk, and it wasn't just you. It was fucking everybody. But I want to know what cocksucker told him it was my birthday. Because all I want to do is go to bed. I don't think. Did you know?
Yeah.
So you're the one that told everyone. I kind of want to poop in one of your shoes right now.
I don't know if I was the only one, but yeah, I was definitely one of the ones.
So I get up the next morning, like literally maybe 3 hours sleep. And I'm like, I want to leave Las Vegas right now. And I'm like, I start packing, and Nico's, what are you doing? I was like, I'm packing because I want to get out of here as soon as possible. He goes, well, we got 2 hours before the show starts. And I'm like, why would we go to the show? Do you see how I feel? I just want to go the fuck home. I don't even want to go to the show. And he was like, did you forget that someone paid for us to come to this show, got us tickets, and is paying us to go down and enter into lotteries for them? And I was like,
I was gonna say right now, didn't you like proxy for somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, fucking forgot about that shit. So we went to the lobby to eat, and there was a little angel. Like angel sent straight from heaven that came up to the table, and she looked at me and she goes, I recognize that look. And I was like, I don't feel good. She goes, I'll be right back. And she came back with 2 double shots of Jameson's and dumped them in my coffee. And she looked at Nico. She goes, you don't look as bad, but you probably need it too. And tossed it in. And I was like, I drank that coffee. I was like, gosh, so good.
Hey, man, that Irish espresso made you feel real good.
Well, I'm not going to lie. By the time, so we stayed until 6 when the show ended, because that's when all the lotteries. And so we left Las Vegas at 4. It ended at 4. Left Las Vegas at 4 p.m. and leaving Las Vegas at 4 p.m. on a Sunday is the dumbest thing in the world.
You know what? I got something after that after you're done. Go ahead.
We were driving at the speed of spittle. Like I could spit faster than we were driving down the road going up to Pahrump, and everyone is stopping for the border checkpoint. And I was so incredibly angry because when I finally got there, I realized that it wasn't open and people were just stopping out of sheer instinct. There wasn't a single fucking cop there to have to stop for it. I'm like, I wanted everyone in that long line of cars in front of me to have some sort of brain aneurysm and just fall over. Fucking horrible. And then you got to figure it's 6 hours from Vegas to Nico's house. But I wasn't staying at Nico's house. I had to drop Nico off and drive the hour and 45 minutes back to my house. So he got to go out. I'm like, this sucks.
So
I got this miserable drive by myself. It's horrible.
let me tell you about me and Michelle's adventures back from that show. So we saw that line down the freeway and said, F that. So
nope.
I looked, honestly, it took us longer to get home than it would have if we took your way.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. So.
Oh, did you go out through Joshua Tree and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We found another exit off of the freeway that was a road.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it ended. It didn't say that on GPS. The road ended and turned into dirt. So we ended up freaking being like a damn dune buggy driving through the side of the freeway on the dirt all the way past baseline. Past baseline, past the freaking checkpoint at the beginning of the California-Nevada border.
Pahrump, just past Pahrump.
All dirt, driving all the way in my freaking Nissan Altima, all the way. At the beginning, we had a Mexican guy, which is okay because I'm Mexican, standing by this big dip. He's telling cars, yeah, you're good, you can go. So I go down the dip. I'm like, hey, am I going to clear this? He's like, yeah, go ahead, just push the gas. And we go up the damn hill, start driving down the side of the freeway, pure dirt. My car looks like shit by the end of it. We get to the gas station past the border, and my car is just completely covered in dirt. Like it looks like a damn dirt
on a dirt road.
Yeah. So we put gas, we continue down that road, we go through Joshua Tree, find the sketchiest goddamn freaking gas station on Route 66. Continue down that thing. There's no street lights at all. The entire way, the sky is full of stars. It was the best freaking ride back from Vegas, but we took the side roads all the way. It took longer to get there.
I did it in. I had a Dodge Durango though, so I had a car built for it. I knew that you could go that way, and
we thought it was a road because on the map it shows it's a road, and we get to. There's no road. We get to the end of the road, and there's a Mexican guy standing there at the end of a freaking dip in a hill, saying, "Yeah, you can make it." A bunch of cars turned around and went back, but we were like, "Fuck it." Or sorry.
I'm already out here.
Screw it.
I don't monetize these because usually I get
okay.
I do stupid stuff like I watch movies and shit, or I bring up clips that are funny, and I get a copyright strike, and I'm like, well, if I don't monetize it, they can't have it.
Yeah. So I was like, screw
half of nothing, still nothing.
Well, I was like, screw it, and we went on, and it was the best ride back from Vegas that I've ever had, and it took longer, honestly, because we got lost at some point after Joshua Tree. But it was so beautiful.
That's because there's nothing out there.
Yeah, there's nothing out there. Nothing.
It's great. Like I've been out there. I've been out there at night.
We went at night. It was the sun was setting when we got to the end of the border, and it was just night all the way back home, all the way. But the sky was amazing. that freaking sketchy freaking gas station at Route 66 was so creepy and so dirty, but it was just a good time. It was one of
I
those
don't want
times
to
when,
touch anything.
yeah, it was one of those times where everything was so weird, but it was so worth the trip.
Yeah, I've done it. I had a TomTom. I used my old. Remember when you bought a TomTom? Like, remember when cars didn't have a navigation? It was like the GPS equivalent of the little cassette thing that you plugged into your CD into your tape deck in your car. You know?
I remember when you had to have a goddamn map with you.
Right? And I was like, so like I'd always had maps, and my wife got that for the cross country thing because my wife's Japanese. She's not good with maps, and guess what? You can make the TomTom tell you the directions in fucking Japanese. And I was like, got all that set up. She literally drove maybe 10 minutes of that drive from Ohio to San Diego. Maybe 20 minutes. I drove across Texas in a fucking day. You know how far it is? It took it took as long to get to Texas as it did to drive across it. I had already driven across 3 other states, and I'm like, man, we're making good time. I hit Texas, and I'm like, what the fuck has happened? How am I still in Texas?
Since you like to make fun of me for riding a motorcycle, I got rear-ended yesterday.
What was his name? Sorry. Are you okay?
Yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. I was sore for a couple hours.
Wait, isn't that what happened to you like a year or so ago?
No, I got T-boned a year ago.
Hey, you know what? I think you should learn your lesson and stop riding a fucking motorcycle.
Hey, until the day the motorcycle itself is trying to kill me, I'm gonna keep riding it.
Bro, I sold mine. Maybe I'm just enough older than you. Like, I drive around and I see how I fucking told my buddy, I was like, I'll sell it to you, because I kept it at his place because I didn't have room for it and it needed some work. And so, like, he would start it up and ride it.
What'd you used to have?
I had a Harley Davidson Fat Boy.
Oh, well, that's your first problem.
And so, like I saw how, like, I went out there and I rode it a couple times, and I was like, good God, this is not a safe city. And I rode a motorcycle in Japan, in Tokyo, and I was like, this is not a safe city for a motorcyclist.
Dude, Japan is crazy.
I was like, these people are fucking idiots.
It's like
these
India.
people are going to kill me.
It's like India, though. It's a whole different animal out there riding anything on 2 wheels.
Bro,
here it's still crazy, but
I had a Honda ZRX. It was just like a little. It was like a 400.
Yeah.
Just small little fucking crotch rocket.
Yeah.
So at any rate, I rode it everywhere. I even in the winter. I even had bought. When I went to Korea the one time. I already had the motorcycle. When I went to Korea the one time, and I got this red and white leather riding suit so I could ride my bike in the winter when it's cold. Yeah, it was a CBR. Thank you. And so I wore this thing. I had a red helmet, and I came to work. The fucking Japanese dudes that I worked with at the base, I walked in that thing, and I take my helmet off. They go, "Oh, Aqua Power Ranger." And I was like, "Did you just call me fucking Red Power Ranger? Is that what's going on here? You just called me the goddamn Red Power Ranger?" I was like, "Fuck you guys." I was like,
yeah, I don't know. I like riding a bike too much. I mean, I've had, obviously where that last impact that was pretty bad, but it's until I do something or the motorcycle tries to kill me, it's just other people being stupid. And honestly, that's
what I was worried. And that's what I was saying. That's what I was worried about. I was like,
yeah.
These guys are idiots. I wasn't. That's why I got rid of the bike. I'm like, I don't want to have to put my life in these people's hands. It's bad enough in a car.
That's why you ride fast, don't die.
So guys, I don't. It's not that Nathan is sleepy. He's probably got the laptop down there so he can see the screen, and the webcam is up.
Yes. Sorry. So
I just wanted to make sure
the
you know.
webcam is up here.
I know what they were thinking. It was like that motherfucker's on the nod.
No. The webcam's up here. The laptop's down here. This is the first podcast I've ever done or anything like that, so I'm not used to looking straight at the webcam.
Bro,
Mike is a professional.
I set you up for failure. You're gonna get on a real one and expect it to be like this. They'll be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Mike is this podcast, and they're like, "Why?"
Mike is a professional. Look at him. He's always looking at the camera, looking in your eyes.
It's because there's a camera in my actual MacBook, so I'm actually looking at you on the screen.
Well, I have a separate camera, so.
Wait, Dwayne's going somewhere? Why are you going somewhere, Dwayne?
Night, Dwayne.
Bye, Dwayne. Dwayne won. Remember those triple actions that I had that I was trying to get rid of? I decided to do them as a giveaway for my paying members. Those were those like almost a Bally thing. Remember, you would open one side, you could flick it open.
Okay.
It looked like a Bally, but it wasn't a Bally. I got rid of that. I was like, I'm just going to do them as a giveaway. So I sold one and gave the others away. Oh, somebody asked, what bike were you riding?
I'll give you a quick short history of my accidents. So I've been in three accidents. The first one was on.
He'd fail a test if I gave it. I was like, student did not follow directions.
Hey,
in the question.
I was not at fault. I was not at fault for any of them. So, the first accident I got in was on the freeway. It was a Harley Street Rod, which is a little minor one. I learned to ride on that bike.
My first bike was a Sportster. What is it? 882.
Yeah, so that's smaller than that one.
Dude, I want you to picture me on an 80. You know how small the 882s are. The Sportster.
You look like that goddamn big bear on a small bicycle.
That's what I was gonna tell you. I was riding that. People would laugh, and I was like, "What are you laughing about?" I was like, "Motherfucker, do you know how big you are on that goddamn bike?"
I look big on that bike, and I'm only like what? What's on my?
You're asking me?
Yeah, I can't remember right now, honestly. I was gonna say 10, 11, but I'm not. 5'11". Yeah, I look small on that bike. But no, it was a Harley Street Rod.
You look big on that bike. Get it right.
It was a Harley Street Rod 750. I was filtering, and then there was another jackass on another motorcycle who went around another car that I was going down on, and it scared the driver, so they swerved and hit me, and that was on the freeway, and they hit my bike and I fell over. That was a Street Rod, and then the second bike was a smaller bike, which was a Honda CBR 250. I was just riding around, and this guy came flying out of a driveway and hit me. I mean, not driveway, a gas station, T-boned me, and that was the second accident. The third accident was actually yesterday, which was on my dream bike, which was a Harley Super Glide. They rear-ended me.
Good God.
That's my dream bike. Honestly, my dream bike was a Harley Lowrider, but they look basically the same, and that kind of style's kind of been the same for years. They just kind of changed the name. So it was my Harley Super Glide. I had just outfitted it in LEDs as far as tail light signals and all that. And
I thought you meant like the Fast and Furious thing, like the underlighting.
Oh no, not that crap. They rear-ended me. It wasn't too bad of a collision, but they bent the fender, destroyed the light, and I think they might have popped the bearing in the rear wheel because the brakes feel kind of weird. And
that just happened?
Yeah, that was yesterday. So physically, I feel okay, but the bike needs repairs.
I'm good. I'm glad you're good physically, because as ugly as you are, that's all you've got.
all I got. That's all I
Because
got.
you're not. I mean, you're not going to be able to persuade someone into something with those looks.
Hey, you know what I'm trying to do? I got to work on that.
What are you trying to do?
What I texted you about the other day.
Pro, do you have any idea how much of that stuff I smoke? I have. I don't remember. I don't remember whether I had supper tonight.
What I asked you for references.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. So that happened yesterday. But it should be cosmetic, maybe minor repairs, but the bike should be okay. So.
Okay.
I don't think Mike's drinking tonight.
The question was, what bike do you ride?
I ride two. I ride a Harley Super Glide, 2007, and a 2005 Honda CBF 919, which is known as a Honda Hornet 919.
See, so much easier than the whole long diatribe that you went through for the accident.
Hey, you know what? That builds a story.
You lost me halfway through it. I forgot what we were talking about for a minute, and I was like, "Wait, oh yeah, he's talking about the accident." We got to keep it short and concise. I've got real short-term memory issues right at the moment. If you know what I'm saying.
Well, in the words of some guy I can't remember, well, that's too damn bad. You know, I'm not gonna talk to you like that while you have that knife in your hand.
What? It's not like we're in the same room. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got a little twisted when the night that I did the Elliot Williamson podcast, and then I drank some beer while we were doing the podcast, and so at one point,
I still remember the Mike Emler from the weed freaking
the
fermentation
juice
thing. Yeah.
But at any rate, so Elliot and I were talking about, he was like, yeah, weren't your hands bigger than mine? I was like, yeah. And he was like, he put his hand up. I was like, well, we can put it. I was like, oh, that's right. That's not going to work. We're in different rooms. I was like, you freaking pothead. So, he's down playing. Yeah, I was going to say, I remember him. He was pretty jacked up for a while after that one.
Hey.
I told you to stop riding the bike. It's not you as the rider. I'm worried about doing something stupid. I'm worried that I'm going to lose my friend because someone else decided to put on their makeup in the car or talk on their cell phone, or for some ungodly reason, like the guy I saw yesterday, is turned completely around.
You know, I've avoided some very bad accidents. I feel that the accidents I've gotten in so far were because I had very little time to react. And
you're not helping yourself. It still doesn't make any sense. There's nothing you're going to say that's going to make sense of what you're about to say. It's like,
yeah, but I get
it. I get it. I love riding my motorcycle too, but it's like drug addicts trying to explain why they're not actually addicted. Because I rode a motorcycle for a long time too. I understand what you're talking about. You get addicted to that. It's fucking great.
In the famous words of someone who's not very smart, I like bike. Hey, bike, can you hold on for a second? I gotta do some stuff.
Uh-oh. Yes. Would you like me to mute you or this? Can you still see? I know you can still see me. Good? Okay. He's downplaying. Uh-oh. I hope that we didn't cause an argument with the whole bike talk. Accidents happen because of lack of reaction time. That's why it's an accident. Yeah. Like, there's not much you're going to do about that reaction time. What's that? I do track days in SoCal. That's about it. I don't like anything. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. She's on camera. I can see her. She's waving. So much fun. I bet you wish you had one. You know what? It's a lot like those CrazySharp mugs. I want mugs. I want mugs. I want mugs. No one bought a mug. You know who bought the mugs? Well, there was one other guy. But me. I was 50% of the purchase on that piece of merch. I was the only other person to buy a coffee cup. That means that I bought 50% of all of the CrazySharp coffee cups that ever existed. It's a pretty exclusive club to be in. I don't know. She's just kind of sitting there. I don't know if she wants me to turn the camera back on or what. I can still see her. No, we're not going to bring him back on. He's going to let me know when he's ready. I think. I don't know how I'm going to know. We didn't set up a pre-planned signal as to when he was ready to come back. I did not think this through. Why does it seem like my head is crooked? I would have got a mug, but I have way too many mugs as it is. Problem is, a lot of folks ride motorcycles because I can't read them when they do this. Problem is, I told you when I smoke the devil lettuce, my dyslexia gets real bad, and one of my eyes doesn't work properly. Problem is, a lot of folks ride motorcycles because we love them. Unlike a car, as necessity, bikers are a passion. Yes. He had to go pee-pees. Him bladder got full. Guys, I'm not gonna lie. It's chilly in here. Like, Michelle, let us know when you guys are ready, they say. Oh, I think he's back. Him go pee-pees. All better. Him pee-pees all done. He's back, big boy. Come back. He came back all by himself.
All by my lonesome.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God, this thing fell.
Oh dear. Something.
Well, this is who I am now.
I can hear my daughter. Tomorrow's her birthday, so we're letting her stay up till midnight so she can see her birthday roll in. I was like, it's not New Year's, right?
Just stand right here.
Happy birthday. No, you can leave it.
She's upstairs. She's upstairs. She doesn't want to have anything to do with me anymore.
How old is your little girl now?
She turns 14 tomorrow.
Oh, that's why she doesn't want anything to do with you.
I don't know. I don't know if you know anything about 14-year-olds, but they're little fucking assholes.
Hey, believe it or not, I was once 14.
I was too. And guess what? We were both little fucking assholes. I guarantee it.
Pretty much.
Like, you're standing there like, God, I hate the fact that I can't even slap you right now. Because if out here in California, somebody's going to come take my kid. Back in Ohio, my father slapped me through a screen door.
If you look at them wrong.
Reached through the screen door to slap me. I mean, he slapped me so hard I went through a screen door.
If you look at them wrong, Child Protection Services will be on their way.
My mom slapped my sister one time across the face real hard. My sister looked at her and she goes, I'm going to call Child Protective Services. And my mother looked at her and said, do you think you'll make it to the fucking phone? Oh my God, I can't imagine a 14-year-old Mike. 14-year-old Mike one time set the entire backyard on fire to try and get a snake.
See, you're over there playing with your knife. You make me want to play with mine. Mine's not as cool as
yours. You want to play with your knife, right?
Yeah.
I can play with this one. Or the entire body. Nathan, I got so many knives. Oh, wow. I am a complete idiot. I left I left the pew pew down here overnight and had the garage door open during the day. And I had left this, I had brought it down and set it on the love seat after I cleaned it with every intent of taking it back upstairs and putting it in the receptacle with the key where said items go. And I left it here on the love seat, and the dog moved it up underneath the pillow.
I had to fix mine a little bit because I guess the lock bar was bent too far.
What is it?
So, yeah, it's the artisan one.
That's that Laconico. I can't think of the name of it. That's not the Sirius. The Sirius is the long, skinny one.
Yeah, so I think the lock bar was bent too far, so I had to bend it back to center it because it was hitting up against the carbon fiber scale. But I love this knife. It's so fun.
When did you get that one at the show?
Yeah. I got it from Nico, actually.
There was a couple knives that I really wanted, but there's a couple knives that I really wanted. Oh, hey. I'm like, where'd I go? I got lost. Remind me to tell you a story about Max. Anyway, so he's my spirit animal. There were so many knives that I really thought I wanted to get a hold of and stuff like that, and maybe get one. And then I got there, and as I was looking at them, I was like, I don't like it now in hand as much as I like the idea of getting it. Yeah.
I feel that way about a lot of knives.
And so I had all these high hopes for some of these knives. And I went to some of these places, and I was like, I don't think, because I wasn't going to get it for me. I was going to get it for the channel and then sell it because it was just going to be for content.
Yeah.
So I just didn't find anything that I would have been willing to spend my money on and take a little bit of a loss on later just to have channel stuff. And then I went over, and it was twofold kind of cool. I'm going to tell you guys a little secret. I went over and I got to see this, and I was like, the second I picked it up, I was like, oh no.
That is a lot of fun.
And I was like, oh no. And Nico's like, what? I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm getting one of those. And he goes, you said you weren't. I was like, I don't care what I said.
Super, super illegal where we're from, but
don't tell me what I know what I said. I said I wasn't going to, but that's not what's going to happen. And then so I got it, and I'm over there, and I'm just pulling it out, and I'm playing with it. We're looking at it. And then I hear Nico go, I hate you. And he's got his.
I kept that knife from him for at least 15 minutes, just clack, 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 clack.
Yeah. What's it? Patina Turner says he wants a Rhea. Yeah, this thing is great. Well, then the second part of it is that when I got to talking to him, I was like, I got to do it. I'm going to put it on the channel. And he looked at my thing, and he's like, artisan. And we were talking, and I was like, well, yeah, I made a knife for him. I was like, but mostly what I do is I have a YouTube channel. I got a podcast and all that stuff. And he was like, what's your YouTube channel? And I showed him, and he looked at it, and then I was playing with this, and then I got it, and he goes, make sure you give me your email address or a card so I can get a hold of you. We want to start sending you things for review on your YouTube channel.
Nice.
So I got this, and I got we'll see what happens, but that's what reviewers want. That's what knife reviewers want, is you want a dealer.
Yeah.
To be something like, hey, just mention they're available here. And basically that's how it works. We'll send you all the stuff, but you got to mention us. And I was like,
hey, Mike, I'll send you my MSM paint knife.
MS Paint.
MS Paint.
To trade for this? It's not happening.
No, for a review.
Oh, you just send me that? Can I color it?
Yeah. Whatever color you want.
Markers? I get my markers and shit out.
Custom.
Hey, 2A diff. Oh, Eggs and Ham said, poor Nico. I didn't talk him into it. I just told him, I was like, I know what I said. I walked away. I did not get him into anything. I did not push his hand in any direction at all.
Keep telling yourself that,
I
Mike.
know what I
Keep
said,
telling
but that's
yourself
not what's
that.
happening. So I'm gonna tell you a story, and then I'll tell you about Max. So my wife brings home these big bags of milk from the school when they're like when they know they're going to throw them away at the end of the day, even if they haven't been opened, they like go in the trash. And she brought some home and she filled up a gallon jug, and she filled up the gallon jug, but there's usually some left over, right? And she puts those in Gatorade bottles.
Mm-hmm.
And so I made my supper last night, and I had hit I took the evening off. I didn't do anything YouTube. I didn't do anything yesterday evening. All I did was I just played video games, and I got into the devil lettuce a bit, because that was like my first break since we got back from Blade Show. I've been editing and doing all that stuff. And so at any rate, I made myself supper. I made some corn dogs, and I grabbed one of those. I grabbed that Gatorade bottle that was full of milk, and a thing of that instant, like the Devour macaroni and cheese, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm eating all this, and I drink that bottle, and I was like, maybe it's because I thought maybe it's because I got cotton mouth from the devil lettuce. I was like, maybe I had a little bit of cotton mouth going, and that made it feel a little thicker and heavier. And I sit down, and I got done, and I was like, I got done eating, and I was sitting here on the couch, and I used the thing that you guys are sitting on the computer. I put my plate and everything there, and I was leaning back. I was like, man, my stomach hurts. And my wife comes out, and she goes, did you drink that whole bottle of half and half that was on the top
God.
shelf? I was like, oh, that explains a lot. That's why my belly hurt. I was like, that's why it tasted so rich and heavy. It was creamer.
Well, it could have been condensed milk.
I was like, I kept drinking. I was like, man, that is some rich milk. And I was like, it's got to just be like my mouth is dry, and it's just because I'm in the state I was. Nope, it was half and half. Half and half is bomb, but not when you drink an entire Gatorade bottle full of it.
Or is it?
I was like, oh, my belly hurts. Oh my goodness. Why do I do these things? Why am I so stupid? That's what you do when you've had when you eat a ghost chili pepper. That little dance that I just did for you, like, oh God, why have I done this? This is the worst thing. And
I can't even eat things that hot.
Your guts are just rolling. And you're like, oh my God, I think I'm gonna die. And then it kind of subsides. And you're like, and then you realize that it's just moved lower. And you're like, oh wait, that's going to come out. And you're like, I don't know which end of it. Like, if you throw up, it's just going to happen all over again. And if it goes out the other end, you're like, well, there's no good way to get past this.
Yeah.
You just got it. I mean, like, there is no end result. So what you got to do is you eat a bunch of ice cream. That way you're on the toilet later. You're like, come on, ice cream. I know you're in there. There's got to be in there. It was the most miserable fucking 45 minutes to an hour of my life. And Murky's like, ghost peppers aren't bad. Bullshit. You're lying. I don't care who you are. That's a blatant out and out lie. You just hide it well. You're like, that deep down inside where you don't like to talk about, you're like, that shit's real, real hot. And you just try to just be tough guy and show, I got news for you. Ooh, fuck. I ate that ghost chili and immediately wished I had ate a ghost chili.
Man, some freaking jalapenos are still hot for me.
They used to have these things up at the they used to have these things up at the racetrack in Paris at Paris Auto Speedway, right up there in Paris. It's like 98 miles from my house, but that racetrack had some of the best concession food I've ever had. Like, honest to God, good food. But they had this one little barbecue counter, and they had these things they called atomic dog turds, and it were these great big. That's what they were. So it was basically a great big jalapeno with cream cheese inside and then wrapped in bacon, and then they barbecued them.
That sounds
And
good.
they were delicious, but I'm not gonna lie to you. They came in a thing of 2 for like $6. But they were huge, and you would eat those. And I was like, I don't know where they get these jalapenos, but my God.
There's some jalapenos that are like unreasonably hot.
Well, and I've eaten habaneros and serranos and ghost chilies and like some of the hottest peppers in the fucking world. And those ones that they had that were coming off of that grill up there at Paris Auto Speedway were like up there. I was like, my God.
Like, I can eat serranos, I can eat most jalapenos, but like habaneros, I can eat like maybe one. Salsa, maybe a little bit. But like, I'm not into that whole trying to freaking destroy my insides to eat hot stuff. Like, I've never had a ghost pepper. I've had one habanero at a time. But like, there's this taco place by where I live that I like. Like, they have a habanero sauce. And it's one of the very few taco places that actually has a habanero sauce. And I'll mix it with like green salsa, which is mild.
Is it like the mango habanero?
No, it's just straight up habanero sauce.
Oh, okay.
Like lime, habanero, and salt.
Yeah,
That's it. So like if you throw like one drop or two on it, you can taste it right away. You can't drench it like you do with like red salsa or green salsa.
Yeah.
But what I like to do is I like to get the habanero and mix it in the green one, and then like throw it on.
I do that with the that really hot sauce that I've got here. I'll mix that when I get it. I have some really hot. The neighbor makes it, and she gave me a bottle of it, and I was like, "Good, go."
Hey man, you practically live in Mexico, so I believe it.
Dude, I'm like, there's only one more U.S. exit after you. Like you miss my house, you got one turnaround, or you're going to Mexico. But no, she made this stuff from the chilies she grew here, and like she made us like a picante, like for like a picante, like you would use like the red picante, and it was great. But she also made like hot sauce, and I was like the one that she made that was like for on the Nico actually had it, and I was like, it was pretty hot, but I was like, man, that was really good. I was like, the sauce has got to be about the same, right? And I put a little bit on a sandwich, and then I was like, God, damn, it's on my lips. It's on my lips. It's on my lips. I had an ice cube. I was like, what the fuck? She made it from the same chilies.
Yeah, like I can do hot sauce and all that stuff, but when you start getting into that crazy, like just straight up capsaicin stuff, I'm like, nah.
It tasted good. Like you tasted the hot sauce, but you definitely don't want to put that shit on like you put Frank's Red Hot. Like you don't do that.
Yeah. You don't want to put that shit on everything.
Because I smelled it. It smelled really good. And I was like, oh, it's probably like, I know how hot, like I said, how hot the picante was that we put on our burritos that Nico had.
Yeah.
It had some really good spice but it was delicious. And I was like, same chilies, same sauce, and it smelled great. And like when I took a bite of it, I was like, oh, that's really good. Oh my God, here it comes.
Quick question. There's something that you guys always say that Nico's wife makes amazingly. What is it? Was it salsa or hummus?
Nico makes really good salsa. She makes shepherd's pie, but she made hummus too. It was delicious.
There was something that I saw you guys said that she should sell, and I can't remember what it was.
The hummus. We filmed that. That was really good.
We have yet to meet Nico's wife.
That was the time that we filmed. That was the time that we filmed when I went up for. That had to have been when I stayed at Nico's place for Cali Custom Show.
Yeah.
We were driving back and forth, and then we realized that if we went to Matt's parents' house, we could have stayed like literally 10 minutes away.
Are you going to CCKS this year?
Yeah. Artisan's sending me.
Is Artisan there?
Okay, so they're going, and I'm going. Basically, basically they're paying for my ticket so I can introduce them to everyone I know because I know everyone up at this Cali Custom Show, and they're looking for designers. So it's fully self-serving. I know.
I mean,
I know.
I mean, come on. No, I'm playing.
You gotta have more than a cutout from a coloring book.
No, I know. I'm working
have a CAD
on a
file for them.
Yeah, I'm gonna send a CAD file to Artisan to see.
I think Nico, is she coming with us to Cali Custom? Is she gonna be walking around with us?
Is Nico there?
Nico, yeah, Nico's here.
Nico.
Sad she didn't. So, if she's coming, you'll get to meet her.
I mean, I'd love to meet her, but we've sent a few correspondence back and forth, and she's really nice, and she's up for it and all that stuff. So,
yeah, I was gonna say, I think all three of us are gonna be at Cali Custom.
Okay. Well, all right, second day or first day?
I'm going to be there the entire show.
Okay. Well, if we go, it'll be second day.
Well, Nico's wife's going.
Sunday?
He just said here.
Or first day?
Yes.
Friday night is the Blade Fair, and then there's Saturday, which is the first day. Sunday.
Oh,
second day.
Saturday we'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be there. We're going to be there. I have to be there for Friday night Blade Fair.
Okay.
Nico,
yeah, we'll be there Saturday.
Friday night Blade Fair. Slacks and a button up. We're not wearing suits this time. Just slacks and a button up, but not a t-shirt and a hat. I don't know how this was going to go. I don't want to look like an idiot again this year.
Yeah, this is the one where I'm gonna be pitching to them.
Okay.
Which
If you guys haven't heard that story, Nico and I went to our first Friday night Blade Affair, and I went dressed like you see me in my YouTube videos, and so did Nico. And we showed up, and every motherfucker in there was dressed up like it was the goddamn prom. And I was like,
it's the Friday night Blade Affair.
I was like, what the fuck, man? I was like, okay.
Hey, at least be comfortable knowing you're probably very memorable.
Well, that was the thing. So we walk in, and I'm dressed like that. And Nico and I are standing there, and Bob Terzuola is standing there with dudes that are obviously like, they're dressed better than everyone else.
I have
guys, and he's
have never seen Bob or held one of his knives.
You'll probably get to, I think he's going to Cali Custom. That's what him and Sue told me. So anyway, yeah. So I walk in, and Bob Terzuola is with these guys. He sees me, and he goes, "Hey, hang on a second, Mike. You got to come over and see this thing I made."
Everyone.
He's lip waddling.
Really quick. Apparently, Michelle knows who Bob Terzuola is. I've never met him.
I love Bob.
I've heard he's really nice. I've heard he's really nice. And
super nice.
But apparently Michelle knows who he is. I have no idea who he is.
I meet a lot of people when I walk around shows with a rat on my shoulder.
But no, Bob drags me over to show me this great big Damascus, the cutting, like the big pizza cutters that they use at restaurants.
Yeah.
That are the great big knife. He made one of those out of Damasteel with gold inlaid pins and jade handles. And I was like, good God, Bob. There's more in material there than you're ever going to recruit at this show. And he's like, okay. I was like, what the fuck? And
yeah, because to make one of those out of Damascus, that's an insane amount of material.
Yeah, but then he stops talking to these guys, and these guys are still over. Like, he's showing me this shit. These guys are all standing there like, who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is the hillbilly that just walked in? That Bob's like, yeah, whatever. Come on, like, we got to go over here. I want to show you this. If
we're ever at a show with Bob and you're there and I'm there, please introduce me, because I've never met the man.
Oh yeah, you got to. And I just looked at myself at the camera. I'm like, wow. Looks like my eyes make noise when I blink.
Mike, I'm in a goddamn rat onesie. You're fine. You're okay.
No, I just didn't realize how. I should probably turn that thing back on.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people.
I keep getting up, and I'm like, man, I'm cold. And every time I get up, I'm like, I should turn that fan off when I get up next time. I just got up and I was like, I forgot the fan again.
I mean, there's a lot of knife people that I have never met.
Yeah.
Just because of the way I am, because I'm so quiet.
You mean ugly?
Huh?
You mean ugly?
Well, that doesn't help. But
Don't worry. Sorry.
no, I'm just
That's
quiet. I mean, like, honestly, if it wasn't for the way you are, we probably never would have been able to like hit it off like we have, because you're so friendly, and I'm just so like, hey.
I do believe the word most people would use is over the top. Like just a little bit too much of everything on Mike. He's like everything.
Hey, Mike. Anybody who thinks you're an asshole doesn't know you.
Well, I mean, there's some people that know me that know I'm an asshole.
Well, then they don't really know you.
Well, that's because we're not friends. They know me, but we're not friends. Like I can be a complete asshole. I absolutely can. I made a kid clean parking spaces with a toothbrush.
And anybody who doesn't know Nico should be anybody who knows Nico and doesn't like him should be put in jail.
I agree with that one. But I completely understand the me being an asshole thing. I'm like, wow, man, have I always been really nice to Nathan, or does he just take my weird sense of humor real well? My knees hurt.
You're sitting. Why do they hurt?
Because I'm falling apart, Nathan. The weather is weird. Like I said, I've had like 3 surgeries on this knee. When this weather changes like this and it goes from like 85 to it's like 60 outside right now. It's like 68 degrees in my garage. The rapid temperature change. I'm like,
Okay.
what the fuck? My knees hurt.
I'm looking at myself in the camera and I can see how people think I'm falling asleep, but I'm looking straight into your dreamy eyes. And yeah, like my head is down here, but in reality, I'm just looking at you.
Forgot I wasn't supposed to do that on camera. I'm like, oh, you trying to demonetize your own shit?
What were you doing? Just testing the oxygen levels in the room?
I think there was a little bit of something in there I needed to get out.
Hey, it's your mobile CPAP machine.
Yeah, there you go. My eyes are squeaky. You ever
Eggs and ham.
You ever been to the beach and you open your car door and there's sand in the hinge? That's what my eyes sound like when I blink right now.
Eggs and ham. I've seen Mike many ways, and I still like him.
I don't know. Have we ever been? I'm sorry.
But was that one about the supervisor?
It said I had a supervisor that gave me life advice. He said, "Son, in life, someone has to be the asshole. I just happen to be him."
Hey, I'm a supervisor, so I agree.
What I was saying is, I don't think you've been around me when I was doing the intermittent fasting, where I only eat once a day.
No, but I've been around you when you're pretty irritable, and
that's just a come and go thing right there. That's just.
Yeah, but I'm the kind of person who's like, you know what, you're going through some stuff. It's all right.
Oh, but when I'm intermittent fasting, I only eat. I'm getting hungry again. I only eat for a set period, and we're coming up on the end of it. Damn it!
You know what? I think I involuntarily intermittent fasting because I only eat like once or twice a day.
Yeah, but so I don't eat until between 5 and 10 is when I'm allowed to eat. Well, we're actually past me. It's 11. So that's when I'm allowed to eat, and that's when I get all my calories for the day. But what happens is the longer I wait into that period from 5 to 10 to start eating, the madder I get. And I'm not gonna lie, that night that we were with Eggs and Ham and Therapeutic Edge and Women Carry Knives and Zach and it was becoming dangerous for the people that worked there.
Hey, I've never been in the military, but I've been around construction workers, and believe you me, when they are hungry, they are some of the most angry people
Just
you've
so
ever
angry.
been around. I've been in arguments and shouting matches and almost fist fights with people just because you forgot to bring a hammer or something very basic.
Eggs and Ham was like it was becoming dangerous for us too. I think I told you guys like the
Did I
joke.
meet him?
I think
Or
I think so. Beard.
see, here's the
Big red
bad
beard. Big
here's the
red
bad
beard.
thing about
Like mine used to be before I had the incident. I miss my beard so much.
Mike, quick question. Have you ever been to a knife show and seen the amount of beards there?
I didn't even think about that.
Look, you forget I'm this I'm this Native
pictured,
American barely can grow goddamn thing.
You know what it looks like?
I'm like a
Your
goddamn
mustache
13-year-old right here.
looks like you were eating a lollipop and then got your
Please don't say that.
sweatshirt up against it.
You look like a goddamn 13-year-old.
It's true.
Like it looks like you were eating a lollipop, your lip got all sticky, and you put on like a gray sweatshirt. It's just kind of like, shit, I'll leave it.
Like I got barely anything going on here, man. I can grow like 3 hairs on the side of my freaking cheek, and that's about it.
You know, I saw this. She has a better beard though. There was a lady that worked. Nathan, you get a kick out of this one.
Huh?
Me and my cousin were on our first shift together. We were roommates. We had an apartment out in town.
Oh my gosh!
And we would go out. We would go out after work almost every day. But we would buy beer for the apartment. And like anybody that came over had to bring a case of beer. We bought a case of beer every day, whether we were going to drink or not. So we had all this beer at our house. So at any rate, we just like to have it stockpiled. Like we used it like furniture. We had a beer chair out of full cases of beer and shit. And we would just stockpile and then stop buying and then just drink our way through it. So at any rate, we'd have parties and shit. But there was this one lady that worked at the exchange at the mini mart where we'd go and get beer because there was like 2 stores where you could get beer. We would go to both of them. We'd go to the gas station and mini mart. That way we would get, because you had a limit on how much you could buy at one time. So we just double it. At any rate, so we go into the exchange and there is this lady at the counter. And I knew it was going to be a problem. Like I saw she had a mustache. But I walk in and I see my cousin Chad's face go like this. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no. And he's like, Mike. I was like, just shut up. I know. And we get down the aisle to the beer coolers. He goes, bro, that chick has a bigger mustache than you. And I was like, Chad, you've got to shut up. We have to buy this beer and leave. So we get up there and I'm like looking at her and I could just like see Chad out of the corner of my eye, like he wants to bust up laughing, but he's got to help me carry the fucking beer. And so we get outside and he almost dies. Like he can't breathe. Like I thought he was going to drop the beer and break all the bottles. And I was like, bro, the lady has a mustache, right? What's the big deal? 2 days later, we come back. I see her, like Chad sees her and is like, doesn't even make eye contact and shit, right? We come around the corner with the beer at Boone's Farms we bought. And there's a guy leaning across the register kissing her, telling her, he's like, I'll see you when you get home tonight. And I see Chad do this all over again. He's like, I was like, just please, man, get your shit together. And we see walk back down the aisle and he goes, that dude, their mustaches, they touched. I was like, oh my God.
Dude, like, literally, this is the most I'm capable of. That's it.
At least, what if you're going to do it? Just grow that one spot real long.
This is as long as it grows.
And then braid that shit. That's it?
Yeah. That's it.
If you go see your doctor, there are testosterone replacement therapies that work. I don't know what to tell you.
No, it's because I'm quote unquote have Native American blood, because apparently they don't grow very much facial hair.
No, they don't.
Yeah, because like I'm actually like part of that.
Oh, hey, I forgot I turned this on. Hang on a second. I'll be right back.
Like, I don't ever claim it or anything like that, because I have no idea. But my mom apparently knows all that stuff.
Oh, it started beeping again. Cool. The beeper thingy on it was broke, so now it's telling me that it's like, hey, I'm turning off.
But yeah, I can't.
Good. I don't need any more.
I can't grow any more than this. This is it.
I had a kid. I had a kid on my ship, and he was like, you couldn't grow much facial hair, but I was the acting chief master arms. So that's like we call it the ship's sheriff. I was the ship's law enforcement officer. I dropped my rat. Sorry. And so anyway, this kid got in trouble and he got put on restriction. Well, he had a little bit of a mustache, and he had like a little bit here that I kept telling him he had to shave off because it was against regs. Well, the deal is you can't have any facial hair.
Mm-hmm.
So he had a fairly decent mustache, and I was like, it's got to go, bro. You're on restriction. He's like, what? I was like, it's a mustache. It's got to go. And at that time, back in the day, you had to ask permission. You had to ask permission to grow a mustache. I'm not joking. You had to sign. You had to do a mustache check. And so this kid had already gotten his mustache check. And if you shaved it, you had to get a new mustache check, which took 2 weeks about. So you had to get approved. It was a big thing. So this kid gets pissed, and he's like, you're seriously going to make me shave my mustache off? And I was like, I'm not making you do anything. I'm telling you what the instruction says.
You know what? I feel for that, because you have any idea how long this has been growing.
And that's what I was saying. He had a real hard time growing it. So now he's all pissy. He goes back down to the berthing. And so if you're on restriction, you had to muster an additional 3 times a day, morning, lunch, and then before bed, so that I could make sure you hadn't left the ship. And so he comes up to the first muster after dinner, because you mustered, then you had extra duty. So you mustered right after dinner for extra duty, and then right before bed. So actually it was 4 times a day. And so he comes back up for his first muster, and he looks like powder. They're like fucking from that movie.
Yeah.
He shaved his eyebrows. He shaved his head. He shaved his mustache. He's trimmed his eyelashes off. And he goes, there, I don't have any facial hair. And I was like, but now you've done something fattish, and now I have to fucking write you up for that. Sit down. He's like, what? And I was like, yeah. He's like, you're seriously going to get me in trouble? I was like, I didn't get you in trouble. You did. Here's the instruction. Here's the rule. I'm like, why are you be stupid? He wound up with 2 extra days of restriction.
Man, I wish I would have, like, you know, I could have grown up with Grandma. Hey, eggs and ham, stop showing it off.
I used to be, this would have grown right back out like a few years ago, but they put me on those, when I first got diagnosed for an autoimmune disorder, they put me on chemotherapy drugs, and my beard grows so slow since then. Like this is literally weeks.
Mike, I couldn't grow this till after I was 20. So
Until after you were 25.
Pretty much. So I didn't have to shave until after 20.
Good God, what would that be like?
Saving money on razors, I guess.
From needing to shave to a psych evaluation.
But yeah, like I wish I would have like joined like the military or something when I was younger. But hey, where I grew up, it was cool to be against all that crap, and that was so
Where'd you
stupid.
grow up? Berkeley?
East LA.
Oh.
So we were all against the police, all against the freaking military, anything with
Anything that
order.
was setting rules.
Yeah, and it's
So what you're saying is you weren't just an asshole when you were 14. Back to the 14-year-olds are fucking assholes.
yeah, man. I just, you know, now that I'm older, it's like, man, you're the principles that you grow up in, especially in those areas, is just so like, even if you're not like all about, you know, back in the blue and military and all that stuff, it's still just so you need to learn some stuff. You need to be exposed to some stuff. It's like it's not just as easy as it seems in those areas.
2A Dave lives in City Terrace area.
Yeah. So 2A Dave, unless you've been raised that way, you kind of know what I'm talking about.
I made you yawn. Oh, I did just yawn, didn't I? I only had one beer. Like there was only one beer in the house. And I drank it when we did the live feed.
I had 4.
I had this many. Sir, have you been drinking? Not a bit, not a bit, not a bit. I was watching a dude that was the worst. It's like if you know you're drinking and you get pulled over, you should just tell the cop, like, hey man, I think we both know what's happening here. I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna go with you. Let's fuck all those tests. Let's get this show on the road. Like if you know you're drunk, just do that shit. Don't try to lie to the cop. I watched the funniest dude like trying to lie to the cop about drinking and driving. I was like, good God, just we can tell. Like you can see it.
Yeah.
You're not hiding it real well. Just fucking tell him, yep, I'm shithouse.
Yeah, I mean, like after you've had like the beers before you start getting like a buzz, it's like you overly estimate how well you can hide it.
Yeah. I didn't leave the forge drunk. I never left Forge drunk. I may have left the Forge after a couple of beers, but I never left the Forge like drunk. Like I wouldn't drive. You know that. Like you guys came up and I was still asleep in my car the one time in the parking lot. But I have been known to have an edible at the shop and have to race that motherfucker home. Like, I only got 20 minutes. I only got 20 or 30 minutes. And you're getting off the range. We're like, why is traffic so goddamn bad?
To be fair, I've never heard of a high-end get into an accident. Always drunk.
Yeah, well, I was like, I could feel, I was like, I ate that and I was like, that was dumb.
You're like, I can feel the road.
So like I was at the shop and I forget whether it was Tino or Chris that had brought some in. And like, oh, you should try one. And I was like, I had planned on staying there for quite a while after that. And I just popped it in my, I was like maybe 7 o'clock at night. I popped this thing into my mouth and I eat it. And I was like, oh shit, now I got to go home. Like right now. I got to go right now.
I've had one edible in my life and I'm like, nope.
There's this eggs and ham is Scots Irish. Scotch Irish. Pass the fields of bread, Jack.
Eggs and ham. I'm pretty sure you're immune to anything that has to do with alcohol. Like you're good. No matter what, you're good.
It's like me. I'm Irish. Italian and German. I'm just a big drunk, angry mess. Like that's just.
So you're like two-thirds good.
Yeah. So I for me, I'm Irish enough that when you start drinking Jameson's, it starts talking to you. It gets up in your ear and it just whispers, "Hey, go beat the shit out of that dude and go piss in that closet."
You're like, I'm Mike Ember from CrazySharp Knife.
That's a fun night right there. Yeah, that sounds like a blast.
Your Irish side's like, hey, go punch that guy.
Go punch that guy. Go punch that guy.
It'll be fun. It's all right.
Go punch that guy and that guy. And then go pee on their clothes. I had a friend named Sal. You got to hear this. Sal had some issues. So I had known Sal for a while, but I'd never really drank with Sal very much. And so I'm out with Sal and my cousin Chad and our buddy Clayton. And I was out with them and Sal shows up. And Clayton didn't know Sal. But my cousin Chad did because we were all friends. But Clayton didn't know him. And so Sal comes, he's sitting there, he's drinking with us, and he was a maniac. He was just double fisting whiskey with one hand and beer in the other. And I'm like, oh, good God. And then he disappears for a little bit. Now, this bar that we were in shared a bathroom with a little place called Ace Burger. And Ace would make corn dogs and hot dogs and shit. So he goes to the bathroom. Sal goes to the bathroom. I see him cut through, and I see Ace. I wave at Ace when the door opened. I was like, hey, Ace. And fucking, I don't know why. I was like, I waved at him, and I was like, hey, I don't know why I had to do that. But he goes to the bathroom, and all of a sudden, we forget he's there. We forget he's gone. And Clay was like, how long is your buddy going to be in the bathroom? I was like, oh, shit, he didn't come back yet. And that's when Mama comes out of Ace Burger into the bar. She's like, your friend. I call the police. And I'm like, whoa, Mama. What happened? And she's like, your friend, come see. And she takes me. She had unlocked the bathroom door. And there is Sal in there. And he has crapped in his hands and rubbed it all over himself.
I got a funny story for you after.
Like in his hair. He rubbed this shit, literally rubbed his own feces all over himself.
Oh my God. Like, okay. My story's not that funny.
We're like, oh my God. What the fuck? And she's like, I call the police. I was like, no, Mama, we got this. Like, so we'll take care of this. And I was like, Clayton, can you help? He's like, yeah, it's your friend, not mine. I'm out of here. And he left. And so there's me and my cousin with our friend Sal. We're like trying to get her, like, bro, no. And this is November, December timeframe. It's winter in Japan. It's cold. It's like you need a coat. And so he's butt naked, covered in his own shit. And we run him down this little alley. And we told Mama, I was like, we'll clean up the bathroom. I was like, we will clean up the bathroom, I promise. But there really wasn't much. It was all on him. So it was easy. And so we get him down this alley, and there's a ramen shop down at the end of this alley. And I knocked on the window, and I asked Papa if we could use these hose. We used an outside hose in like the end of November. Like it's sweaters and jacket time. We sprayed that motherfucker down, and it was like he had shit all over him.
God damn.
And then 2 weeks later, we found out that he got arrested in the park at a softball game because he went in the public toilet and did an upper decker. And I was like, what is it with Sal and the poop, man? What the fuck, dude? He's got an unnatural relationship with fecal matter.
There's a word for that.
I don't know what it is, but it's disgusting. Then he was like, hey, man, I got like 2 weeks left. I'm on vacation. Then I fly out to go back home. Can I live in your apartment for a while? I was like, no, you may not. Not at all. I like my bedroom to be relatively poop free. That dude was a fucking nut. Oh, dude. Guys, I think I'm gonna end this. I'm a little tipsy. Got a bit of the devil lettuce in me. Probably more than I need.
I had to start drinking tea.
Had to start drinking tea. For what?
To balance out the alcohol.
Oh. See, that's the nice thing about weed. Like you really don't. It's kind of hard to. Yeah, no, that's a lie. It is not hard to overdo it.
Hey,
because Nico, the second
you called me, I didn't remember. So
well, that could be alcohol, or because we got back to the room when we got back to the hotel, we drank in the lobby bar, and then I used 7+ delivery service to get 4 23-ounce cans of Mike's Harder Lemonade delivered to the room.
Very convenient to blame the alcohol.
I usually don't forget making calls like that. Like I'll be like, did I call? Oh yeah, that's right, I did call. So there's good chance that that's what did it, because usually the devil lettuce doesn't make me forget things that badly. Like I don't remember.
That's not what Nico told me when he called.
There's a good chance there was a lot of both. Pretty sure I overindulged in everything that night. Both. There's a lot of both, but I'd say the forgetful part came from the alcohol. Well, not the forgetful part. Like hey, I forgot everything that happened part. Was eggs and ham. I went on a 6-day, 7-night cruise with my mom right after I turned 22. She hated me for the $5,000 tab racked up in alcohol.
Oh God.
Who helped you plan that trip? How did she not know about the all you can drink? It's like $60. It's like, it literally is like $60. I can drink $60 of alcohol in a sitting. It's definitely the better choice to get the all you. Somebody did not do your mother any favors.
Hey Mike, at Blade Show West, you can do $60 in like three drinks.
I can do $60 before I even have a sip.
Like literally, I bought 2 drinks. It was like $30-something.
I had a double. It was $30. Like, because I had a hangover. I was trying a little bit of the hair dog, and I walked up. I was like, "Hey, man, can I get a double of Jameson's?" He goes, "Yeah." Pours it, and then he rings it up. He hands it to me. Like, I've already got it to my lips, and I'm reaching for my wallet. And he goes, $30. I was like, "Whoa. What? Fucking keep it." I don't know. It didn't even touch my lip. I didn't even get it all the way there.
I don't know if you got the same bartender I did, but that guy actually hooked it up. He like filled his little shot glass and just kept pouring after that.
I mean, it was a hefty drink, but it definitely was not $30.
Oh, definitely. But so I got 30. I got 30 for 2. So if you got 30 for 1, definitely, yeah.
30. It was 30 for, because I got a double.
Wow.
But like I came back to the artisan table and I was like, they were like, "I thought you went to go get that to drink it." I was like, "I'm not fucking drinking this fast. This is gonna have to taste real. I gotta drink this slow. I gotta enjoy every second of this."
Like, you should know by now. Always have a cup. We always have something.
Guys, I think I already told you. I was really excited about something that I remember I'd already told you in the past.
Go ahead, tell us again.
This onesie is so comfortable. No, that wasn't it though. It was. I was going to tell you guys I have stickers now of the sea snake, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I sent out the Mukade dagger designs for possible production. I'm going to tell you right now, Nico and I were messing around with these in the hotel room, and I had already partaken of the jazz cabbage with David Horstman and Sam Strong. And so we were playing with these. We watched Empire Records. Nico had never seen it. We were playing with we had these knives. We were playing with them. And at one point I like put it on my chest because I was playing with it. And I was out just like for a split second, just in a split second I was out, and I rolled a little bit. And I heard it kind of move, and I was like, that thing's still, oh dear, that's dangerous. That needed to not be in the bed with me. picture rolling over on that. You're like, my nipple fell off. Is that it's not. Says, I'll drink for you. Dave was like, don't worry, I'll drink for you. Eggs and ham, quit drinking, like 9 years sober. And he's like, if not, Mike will. You got to drink like I did, Dave. I live vicariously through you. Dave, my cousin and I used to go out drinking every night. Like every night we would go from our apartment to this little bar down the hill in where all the sailors hung out. And it was a fairly long walk. It was like about a 45-minute walk. So at any rate, I had this favorite bar I would go to because the girl I was kind of dating worked there, bar girl. And so I used to go there every night. And people are like, oh, Mike doesn't drink as much as everybody says he does he? And they were like, Chad's like, dude, like I've seen him walk home from that bar after like 2 bottles of rum. And I'm like, no. And he goes, yeah. So that's when I told him that I had just quit drinking. Like when the kid was born, I just quit drinking for like 2 years. Just didn't feel like it. It was, diapers are expensive. So I quit drinking for like 2 years. And he came into town. He was like, hey, bro, I'm coming into town. We can get a drink or something. And I was like, hey, we can hang out and stuff, go get something to eat, but I don't drink. And he goes, oh, you went to AA, huh? I was like, what? He's like, you went to AA, right? And I was like, no, I didn't go to AA. I just didn't feel like drinking anymore. He goes, bro, if you've got your coin, if you're a friend of Bill, I get it, man. It's cool. And I was like, bro, I didn't go to AA. And he goes, no one drinks the way you used to drink and just quits. It doesn't happen. And I was like, I fucking did, bro. Like I'm like, oh, that shit's expensive. It just stopped for like 2 years. I was like, I had the diapers and I had a case of beer. And I'm like, that shit's expensive. These are more expensive. I got to have more of these. That's not that important. So.
I have an unimportant question.
Okay.
Is that hook on your hat part of the hat, or did you put it there?
My dad bought that for me. They're like a good luck charm kind of thing.
Okay, because I saw it at your hat. I saw it on your hat at the show, and I wasn't sure if it was part of the hat or you put it there.
No, I had my dad got it for me a long time ago, and I had misplaced it, and then when I found it, I was like, "Ooh, I should put that on my hat." So I hadn't seen it for a long time, and we were unpacking. There was a little jar, like little push pins and knick-knack stuff and like wall hanger stuff, and it had gotten thrown in there somehow.
Okay.
So I pulled it out, put it on my hat.
Sorry, I was curious all weekend, and I forgot to ask you.
Yeah, it's just a little thing. They sold them at Bass Pro Shop or Cabela's, I don't remember which, and they were like the good luck hook. And
okay,
I had one, my dad had one, and you put them on your hat, and it's supposed to be good luck because we'd go fishing every weekend. It was supposed to be good luck for fishermen. And it was gold plated, but now mine's just steel or nickel. Is this and that's why we had to take Mike to the hospital. No, we didn't have to take Mike to the hospital. I've had hangovers kill a mortal man.
Hi, Nico.
What was this? What are we talking about? 2 years off for what? Oh, me quitting. Oh, I forgot I told you that story. Fucking, you got to drink the vicarious thing. No, I think, I quit drinking because diapers were stupid expensive. I looked it up at the one time. I was like, I'm paying how much a month on diapers? Like $800 a month. Fuck me. That's like a monthly payment. That's like a monthly payment. If I wanted to have a Dodge Viper, I was like, I could have afforded a Dodge Viper.
You gotta dig a hole in the backyard.
I was like, I could have, I didn't know I had that much actual money. I'm paying $800. Where's all this money coming from? Where I could have. So basically, I was upset with myself because I realized I could have bought a Dodge Viper and made the payments. I just didn't think I could. Second, I had to start paying $800 additional a month on diapers. I was like, why didn't I spend this money on other shit? What did Nico say? I was talking about rolling over on the EXO. Oh yeah.
Oh, Nico's here.
Yeah, Nico's here. That's the
Well,
you did drink a little more than usual, didn't you? That's the second time
no,
you said
but it was a memory thing that I was like, Nico, thank you.
Nico, which one is that?
Do you want me to be your hands again?
Thank you, Nico. I appreciate it. I love this damn thing.
That's the one you sold him at the show, right? I mean, you don't have to thank him too much. That's kind of what we were getting paid for, was to sell you things.
Well,
now, if Nico had given it to you, one, we'd have to have a conversation because that's. He's like, yes. What knife is that you
acquired?
The one that you hear. I keep forgetting to do this. This one. I can't remember what that's called. The Ray Laconico design. Well, I got paid. I got you in the show for free, and you didn't have to pay for your hotel room. That was your compensation. You just kind of helped out. Oh, he said yes, as in I don't know. Oh, that AS question mark. I thought you were like, yes. Like, ask me the question, as opposed to yes. Like, drugs or TikTok? Yes.
Murky Ocean. That was before people were convinced that they need $3,000 strollers.
And I got news for you. I don't know why, but diapers are retarded expensive out here. Like way more expensive. Like I was talking to a friend of mine back home when I was talking about how much I was spending on diapers. He's like, "Yeah, you spend how much?" It might have been like 4 or 6 or something like that at that point because they got less expensive because she didn't go as often, like because she was eating solid food. But yeah, they were like, "What? That's nuts!" And I was like, "Yeah, that's what I thought." So, but I think they give parents some subsidies now that we didn't get when the kid was born. Century, that's the name of that knife.
This one?
Yeah, that's the Ray Laconico Century.
I have no idea. I just like
It's a nice knife. I always liked it. But then I like all of Bob's Ray's designs. Oh man, I got real excited. Nico get why I got excited. I looked over and I saw this, and I was like, "Ooh!" And then I realized it was that dog with. Did you guys hear that fucking motorcycle? That's way over on the freeway, and my garage door is closed. You hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it. See, I like my motorcycles loud, but not that loud.
It's fucking 11:30 at night.
I can still hear it.
I don't know what they're doing, but I don't like it.
Oh, this is a good knife too. Was the Stinger?
Yeah. They're still out there.
Yeah.
There's a whole, like, it sounds like there's like 400 of them out there. Our tea we're drinking has catnip in it.
We have tea that has catnip in it, don't we?
Yeah, literally.
She literally just typed that.
Oh.
Goofball. You need to give him something that's
telling me.
You need to give him like something that's got kitty litter in it. Get in there and soak up some of that alcohol. How'd you let me get him so drunk? I wasn't even there.
Your mic. No matter what happens, people get drunk. I still hear that thing.
God. Well, I was planning on getting some sleep later. I got fed up with those. If you guys saw when I Jesus. I don't know if they're racing or just terrassing around out there or what. I got a dog whistle. Did you see my Instagram post with all the dogs losing their shit in the middle of the night or early in the morning when I was trying to sleep in?
No.
I was so upset. Like I had stayed up way late to edit the videos, and then did the next day. Stayed up to edit the videos, and the next day I was like, I've got all 6 videos edited and ready to go. I'm gonna try and sleep in this morning before I go and do the final stuff and post them up and everything. And I was laying there, and I was like, I'll sleep till like 9 or so. I was like, God, it's gonna be good to sleep in. First time in a long time. And then every dog in the neighborhood just goes ape shit and starts howling and barking. And I was like, I wasn't trying to fucking sleep in or anything. I was just trying to get a little bit of rest. Fucking nuts. So the neighbor dogs bark all the time, so I got a dog whistle. So the second they bark, I just blow the whistle. I keep doing that for a while, they're gonna get fed up with it. They're gonna stop barking. You can have your way with him now, Michelle says. Michelle, no, that's your job. Because I am about to say goodbye because I'm getting real sleepy. And I want to watch cartoons. And eat that instant macaroni and cheese.
Cartoons or cartoons the YouTuber?
No, cartoons on YouTube. I'm gonna watch the Warner Brothers 5 hours of Looney Tunes on YouTube. There's a couple of them where it's 5 straight hours of Looney Tunes. It's the best thing ever. I'm very careful about the CBD, though I make sure it has no THC in it for my sobriety and all. They have trace amounts. Oh, okay. You get him afterwards. You can have him beforehand. I don't want him. Keep him. I don't want to be like the dude kissing the chick at the register, where their mustaches were touching. I don't need that. I think her mustache tickles him. I couldn't believe I saw that dude lean over and kiss her, and I couldn't. I turned and looked at Chad, and I swear to God, I thought he was going to explode. He turned into Roger Rabbit when they do the shave and the haircut thing. You know, where he turns into the missile, or when he gives him no, it was the thing. They were in the back room, and it was shave and a haircut. You see Roger's sweating and shaking. That's what he was doing. He just wanted to say it so bad. I like it. We got in a car, and all you can say, somebody married that woman. And I was like, I know. He's like, no. They've had sex. They probably have children. And I was like, Chad, he's like, how's he not notice? I was like, good God, man. He was too high strung. He just couldn't. He never had it. He never got a top secret clearance. He just couldn't hold anything in. I'll tell you anything you want to fucking know. Murky says, oh God, Murky says that his aunt has a full beard. I never had an aunt with a full beard, but I had a couple that are fat enough that if you spun the spice rack, you could get it into orbit. Just fucking, they had their own gravitational pull. Guys, I gotta go before YouTube takes us down. And this guy's an idiot. I know that we let a lot of stuff on this platform, but this guy is an idiot. We got to turn him off. So, all right, guys. Love y'all. There's a video tomorrow at 4 p.m. It is the Blade Show West number 6, part 6. If you haven't seen the other ones, go back and check them out. They're great. I'm at that point where I have enough of the jazz cabbage in me that I can't breathe out of my nose, and my mouth feels as though I've eaten a bunch of sand. It just feels like I took a mouthful of flour. So
Shame.
good night, guys. I love you all. Go check out the videos if you haven't seen them. Like I said, goes up tomorrow, 4 p.m. And I have stuff scheduled all week next week already. Well, all done. I'm going to make sure it all gets scheduled. It is my daughter's birthday in 20 minutes.
Happy birthday.
So, guys, take it easy. Go buy Nathan's shit. Sell it out every time. It's good stuff. Talk to you guys later. Oh, there it rings. You're right. You got to take the thing out of it. Bye.
Have a good night.